Hi guys, and welcome to Hidden Treasures episode 6. I can't believe I'm back already, and this is Hidden Treasures episode 6. Now, before we get started guys, if you haven't done so already, please remember to hit that subscribe button and the notification bell to keep up to date with everything that's going on at Alakazam on our YouTube channel. Now, we are adding so much new content on this channel, so hitting that subscribe and bell will make sure you're kept up to date and you are notified when something new pops up. So the effect I've got to speak to you about this week is one of my personal favourites. Now, Alakazam Magic has been producing magic for over 20 years, and I believe some of the effects we've produced has actually had a big impact on the magic industry. Not only just because it's a great trick, but it seems to have spawned a lot of creators to follow the sort of route. And this is one of those effects. Many years ago, I believe the original version of this effect came out around about 12 years ago, maybe even a little bit longer. But many years ago, I got a phone call from a magician called Brian Caswell. At that time, I didn't know who Brian was, and I don't think he was very well known within the magic community, but he was a genius of a creator, absolute genius. And he said to me, I've got an effect I would like to show you, and he sent me a link. Now, I'm pretty good at working out how tricks are done, and I don't say that in any sort of big-headed way. It's just the truth. I can watch a trick and my mind's just always trying to, or not even trying, I'm not even consciously trying, it just knows method. So I usually pick up on small things. And with this one, I remember sitting there watching it with Chris Harding, who was working for me in the shop at the time. And we were watching the effect and the first reveal come. I looked at Chris and we both went, oh yeah, that's nice. I don't think we were really fooled by the first reveal. Second reveal happened. Once again, I looked at Chris. Yeah, that's pretty good, pretty nice. Then the third choice and reveal came, and we both looked at each other and went, what? Honestly, I haven't been that fooled in a long time. In fact, it's one of those tricks that when it came out, I would dem it every opportunity at every convention. It was a huge seller for us. If I gave you the list of magicians that I fooled with this effect and who purchased and used to perform this effect, you wouldn't believe it. It really was a bit of a groundbreaker at the time. Now, since its initial release, there has been various versions of it hitting the market. Obviously, we own the rights to it, Alakazam, and we have released a few versions of it. The latest version is the version we're talking about today. Unfortunately, it did spawn some copies from other magic companies, but you know, that's the way it is. But it also got a lot of creators starting to think down the cards and numbers routes, i.e. the cards with numbers on the back. And there are some great ones out there that use cards and numbers, which were obviously inspired by Trilogy, but tricks within their own right. But I honestly do say Brian Caswell is the king of the cards and numbers plot. Trilogy, I believe, is unsurpassed for the effect it is. And there's also one more with cards and numbers that I will be visiting later on in the Hidden Treasures series. But the trick we're speaking about today is the first trick I released by Brian Caswell. It's a powerful effect. It will play perfect close-up, walk around, parlor, or stage, and it even plays well over video chat. In fact, saying that, this is a video I filmed earlier on when I was speaking to my niece and nephew. Like I said, this is an experiment, so I'm not sure if it will work over the internet. It's something that I've usually got to be standing in front of you to do, because you hopefully will pick up on little signals that I'm trying to give you, but we're going to try it over the internet. So I've got all three of you there. We've got Sarah, Julio and Darren. And two of you I'm going to ask to think of numbers, but don't do it just yet. In fact, Sarah, if you could do it for me first, what I want you to do is close your eyes. So if you can do that for me now. And I want you to imagine in your mind you've got numbers from 1 to 52, but they're going round on sort of a wheel. They're going round really, really fast. So at the moment you can't focus on any one number. But in a moment I'm going to say stop, and one of those numbers is going to come into your mind, and it can be any number between 1 and 52. 3, 2, 1. Do you have a number in your mind?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, the first thing you've got to say, the only thing you've got to say is the number you're thinking of, odd or even?
Odd.
It's an odd number between 1 and 52, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
Julio?
Yeah.
You need to think of a number as well.
Yes.
Can you think of any even number between 1 and 52 and tell me when you have it? That way we know you're not thinking of the same number as your mum. So any even number between 1 and 52.
Yeah. It's gonna be.
No, don't tell me it, but have you got it in your mind?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. Darren, before we go any further,
Yep.
I'm going to text you something. Just let me know that the text has come through. You don't have to look at it just yet. Right, that's gone. Just let me know when you receive it.
Yep, received.
You've got it. Okay.
Yeah, I
And
do.
Darren, I want you to think of any playing card in the pack.
Okay.
Okay. Sarah, over here
Yeah.
I've got a deck of cards. This is a deck of cards that I use to improve my memory. It's something I got taught many years ago, and basically I have all the cards there. I shuffle them up, and on the back of each card I write a number from 1 to 52. All right? So every card's got a different number on the back. And my job to improve my memory is to try and remember what cards are by what numbers. Now, if I could tell you what card was by your number, that's pretty impressive, but it's no more than a memory feat. So this is a bit more about psychology, a bit more about influence. It's not about being able to tell you what cards are your number. It's being able to predict what number you were going to think of before this even started. All right, it sounds a bit weird, but we'll go for it. Darren, what was the card you were thinking of?
Jack of Hearts.
The Jack of Hearts. Okay. If I go through the deck, you should be able to see this. There should only be one Jack of Hearts in there, which is there. Okay.
Yep.
Julio, what number were you thinking of?
I will go for 12.
12. Do you want to change your mind? Do you think that's too easy? Or you can stick with 12. It's up to you.
Thanks. I'll do 4.
4. Okay, we're going to go through here and we will find there's number 2, number 3. There should be a number 4. That was 14, 41. We got 52 cards to go through, so it might take a bit of time, but we'll try and find number 29, 15, 8, 21, 43. Well, it's right down at the bottom here somewhere. Number 4, okay. And Sarah, you were thinking of a number as well. What number were you thinking of?
15.
15. I think that was right down the bottom as well. 14, 52, 45. You can see they are all different numbers from 1 to 52. And you chose number 15. Okay?
Yeah.
Now, before this all started, I sent through a little image to Darren. Darren, open up your phone and have a look at the image.
See my big ugly hair? It's not ugly. But
Okay.
Yeah? Now, the image looks a bit similar to this, but as you can see, the cards are actually the other way round.
Yep.
Yeah? In fact, the first card over here that I predicted was the 6 of clubs,
Correct.
which is on the face of number 4. Sarah, you could have picked any number. You picked number 15. Now remember, you didn't tell me the number before that picture was sent, but I predicted you would choose the King of Hearts. And Darren,
You did.
you chose the Jack. It could have had any number on the back. What number do I have on the back of my prediction?
37.
And that is
No.
number 37. 37, King of Hearts and 6 of clubs.
That's pretty damn good.
So that was the performance. You saw the effect and you saw the way that I started performing it a few years ago. And that is by sending people a text message. And obviously you usually got to be with them or got to be able to see them to do this. You don't want to send it to them 2 weeks in advance or something. Or saying that, you could do, because by the time you get to the gig, they would have forgot about them if you ask them to keep it in their camera roll. And then you can say, do you remember I sent you that picture a couple of weeks ago with my contact details on them? Take a look at that picture and then it will match up. But I think it's a great way to get your contact details out there. This effect is so strong. It really is strong and it's super simple to do. Now there have been various sort of incarnations of it during the time. There was the original trilogy, there was Trilogy Streamline, and now there is Trilogy Extreme. Now the difference between Trilogy Extreme and Trilogy Streamline is the fact that we are now down to, and the original trilogy actually, is we're now down to you only need to carry 1 deck of cards with you and you lose none of the effect. It is really, really strong. Because Trilogy came out, was super strong. Then we brought out Trilogy Streamline, which used bicycle cards, but there was a little added thing you had to do. So there was like a little restriction. So what Trilogy Extreme does is it gives you all the power of the original trilogy, but with only carrying 1 deck of cards with you. And that was because the technology of the cards wasn't about, at the time Trilogy was released, to be able to do this version with it. But it's super strong, as you saw. It's a very easy to follow plot. It's a visual reveal. And it's almost impossible to backtrack for a layperson. I mean, it just seems so clean. It seems so fair. It's just such a strong routine. Now, it comes with a video, as well as the cards, it comes with a video. On that video, I teach various different ideas using the deck. You can do the straightforward one I've just done there. You can do a written prediction. I also have things with multiple reveals where you're using coins as well. And I also include a stage routine I came up with, which turns Trilogy into a chair test. It's a brilliant routine. It's super simple to do. And as long as you've got this deck in your pocket and 3 pieces of paper that you can write something on and stick to the back of some chairs, you can now do a 5-minute chair test using Trilogy. Now, Trilogy for me, when I was working a lot more as a close-up magician, I would use both in walk around and I would use it on tables and I would use it in parlour. And it works perfectly well in any situation. Now, I know a lot of you would already have Trilogy or Trilogy Streamline or Trilogy Extreme. This video, like I said, this video series is all about reminding you. There's so many people out there that already own these tricks and then they buy something new and the good stuff gets put away and forgotten about. So this video is to show you, look, this is still a great trick. Go dig it out, start performing it again. Especially now we're in lockdown. We're all looking for great effects that we can do over video chat. And this is one of them. This is such a beautiful effect. And bearing in mind your prediction or your reveal could be on your Instagram, could be on your Twitter, could be on your Facebook page. This is truly an effect that was released many years ago before social media was a big thing. But even now, it plays well and adapts itself beautifully for the situation and the time we're in now. It really is beautiful, simple, perfectly structured, and has multiple reveals. It's a surefire winner. If you would like more information about Trilogy Extreme, just hit that information button up there. We do have these in stock if you haven't got one already. It is a trick, trust me, it's a trick you'll get, you'll set it up, and you will do it for years and years to come. I know I have. I've been performing this since the moment we purchased the rights, which was about a year before it was originally released. So I've been performing it for a very, very long time. In fact, Harry still performs it now. So this is part of Harry's set. It's such a strong, strong routine. And like I said, it will play close up, it will play walk around, it will play parlour, or it will play stage. It's an absolute beaut. So that's it for this week's Hidden Treasures. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope it reminded you of this little gold nugget that you might have buried away in your magical treasure chest somewhere. Now, before we go, please remember to subscribe and hit that notification bell. We really do appreciate it. And if you enjoyed this video, pop a little comment underneath. And also let me know if you perform Trilogy, or if there's an effect that you have been performing for a long time. So if you've been in Magic 5 years, is there an effect that you purchased 5 years ago that you still perform today? If you've been in Magic 25 years, is there an effect that you purchased 25 years ago that you still perform today? If there is, let me know what it is. I'm really interested to hear what treasures you guys have got. So that's it. I'm Peter Nardi. Thank you so much for joining us. Thank you so much for all the support. And we will see you again soon, right here on the Alakazam YouTube channel.